Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Happy Monday. Happy May. Trust that all is well with all of you. I hope that you would have entered into this new month rejuvenated, revitalized, re energized. To all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day in advance. I know this Sunday coming up would be your Sunday where you get to take a break. But I trust that you would have a wonderful, wonderful day on Sunday. I don't know if we ever really get to have a day off, but for what it's worth, I hope that it is an enjoyable one and you feel honored and cherished and loved during all of these celebrations and festivities that your families may have put together or is preparing to put together for you. So I hope that you all had a great time. It's going to have a great time. I'm speaking as if it's in the past tense. Every day is Mother's Day. That's why. So I hope that you will have a good day this Sunday coming. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. You all are the superheroes in this life. We wear many hats. We do several things that we don't have papers for. Yeah, because there are a lot of times we function in roles that zero qualifications, zero. So kudos to you ladies. Have an amazing, amazing Sunday. To come. But I hope that Sunday gone, that you would have done something rejuvenating to have you ready and raring for this week to go. So today, I know last week I said I didn't want to come into May with what some may deem as the heaviness of this other side of favor. But we'll do it one more time. Today, I want to talk about a lady who, to me, she had both sides. She had both sides. She had the other side that we were speaking about, the other side of favor that we might question, like, I don't get the favor here. I don't get it. But she experienced both. So I'll read 1 Samuel chapter 1. Her name is Hannah. There was a certain man from Ramathaim, a Zuphite, from the hill country of Ephraim, whose name was Elkanah, son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, and an Ephraimite. He had two wives. One was called Hannah and the other Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had none. Problem number one. Year after year, this man went up from his town to worship and sacrifice to the Lord Almighty in Shiloh, where Hophni and Phinehas, the two sons of Eli, were priests of the Lord. Whenever the day came for Elkanah to sacrifice, he would give portions of the meat to his wife Peninnah and to all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he gave a double portion. Favor, it would seem. Because he loved her and the Lord had closed her womb. So we realized that the Lord had done it to Joseph. It was the Lord who allowed it with Job. And here the Lord is responsible for closing the womb of Hannah. Because, sometimes when people have favor, they just say, favor in fear, take it up with the Lord. On this side of favor, take it up with the Lord, same way. Because the Lord had closed Hannah's womb. Her rival kept provoking her in order to irritate her. Verse 7 says, This went on year after year. Whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, her rival provoked her till she wept and would not eat. Her husband Elkanah would say to her, Hannah, why are you weeping? Why don't you eat? Why are you downhearted? Don't I mean more to you than 10 sons? Once, when they had finished eating and drinking in Shiloh, Hannah stood up. Now Eli the priest was sitting on his chair by the doorpost of the Lord's house in her deep anguish. Now I remember Joseph weeping bitterly. I remember Like Naomi saying, change her name from Naomi to Mara, which meant bitter. Like the experiences, like let me even talk about Mr. Job, who just lose your 10 children all in one day, all your servants, all your riches, everything just went in a day. Like that heavy bitterness is something that goes, it seems, with this side of Favour. In her deep anguish, Hannah prayed to the Lord, weeping bitterly. And she made a vow saying, Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery, and remember me and not forget your servant, but give her a son, then I will give him to the Lord for all the days of his life, and no razor will ever be upon his head. As she kept on praying to the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying in her heart, and her lips were moving, but her voice was not heard. Eli thought she was drunk and said to her, how long are you going to stay drunk? Put away your wine. Not so, my lord, Hannah replied. I am a woman who is deeply troubled. I have not been drinking wine or beer. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. Do not take your servant for a wicked woman. I have been praying here out of my heart, out of my great anguish and grief. Eli answered, go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him. I know I'm talking about the other side. Well, this time is both sides of Favour, it would seem. Because Elkanah gave her more than what he would have given the wife that had all the children. He gave her a double portion. So if she was getting the leg and thigh, she was getting leg, thigh, breast. Whatever it was, she was getting twice as much as Penina was getting. In addition to highlighting the fact that even though she was favored by her husband, this favor didn't seem to be, it seemed to be, it was just disjointed because she was so loved, but the Lord closed her womb. In addition to highlighting that side of Favour for Hannah, because she was favored, but she didn't have the thing that she wanted the most. I also want to highlight, one, she didn't stop praying. In her bitter anguish, weeping and praying bitterly, she still prayed. That's one. So my first encouragement is, despite how bitter, how pained, the level of anguish you may be experiencing at this point in time, please maintain your relationship, maintain communion with God. So that's one. The second thing I want to highlight, and I think is the part that stood out to me just as much. You couldn't even hear the voice of Hannah. Her whisper is what God answered. The verse says, Eli answered, go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him. Her voice was so soft. Her prayer was so soft that all Eli saw was her mouth moving. But God was as near to her as needed to hear her whisper. You know, a friend told me recently, and it was just this one line, no explanation that I am giving here came with it. All my friend said was, God is a whisper away. And I listened and I just thought to myself, to hear a whisper, you could see my mouth moving. And you could probably hear this whisper because I'm whispering in the mic. But somebody who is outside of this room presently will not hear my whisper because they're not near enough. But God is a whisper away, even softer, because I want you to hear me. So I can't talk too soft that you can hear me. But a whisper. He could hear a whisper. He is close enough. Usually when people talk in secret, I know I used to do this in school. And your parents used to tell you a secret among friends is bad manners. Because you're covering your mouth to talk. Because you so don't want nobody to hear what you're saying. God is a whisper away. A whisper in anguish, in deep sorrow, God heard. My encouragement for us here, despite how bitter, pained, deep sorrow and anguish that might be overwhelming you because of the side of favor that you might be on, my girl was on both. You have a husband here who doing the most where you are concerned. In fact, he doing so much, he trying to figure out what's your problem. Am I not more to you than 10 sons? So he know he doing the do. Yet, the thing that you want, the thing that you're being provoked about, you don't have it. And all my girl wanted to be was a mother. And she didn't have that. She was not favored in that way. She was on the other side of favor. But Hannah kept carrying that thing that pained her the most to God. Even when all she had was a whisper. Her prayer was just but a whisper. Eli thought she was drunk. And tell her, girl, stop drinking. Stop, put away your rum. And she had to tell him, no, it's the deep sorrow that I experience in here that I just whispering. Like I don't even have strength again. And it must be lack of strength. It must be shame talking to God about this year after year, the Bible say, no. And she probably ashamed by now to come and bring this request again. But she came still. She still came with her request. I just want to encourage us today. You may be a mother in waiting. Still, in your desire, in that thing that you long to have, your desire to be, still, go to God, even if all you have is a whisper. He is as close to you, as present with you, to hear a whispered prayer, a whispered request. Eli said, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him. Do not stop asking for that thing that you desire, that thing that you want, that thing that you need, even if the request has to be as silent as a whisper. God is near enough to hear the whisper, to answer when he is good and ready." So that's my encouragement to us today. Yes, we may be on the other side of favor, like Joseph, like Job, like Naomi, like Hannah. But just know, just stay with him. Stay with him. Still go to the temple, still pray, still ask, still seek, still knock on the door of heaven. Lord, it's me again. And you might be embarrassed to bring the request. It might be shame. It might have been some measure of embarrassment coming to God again with the same request. She decided to whisper. Nevertheless, still go. He is a whisper away. Until next time, have an amazing week again to the mothers. Have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day.